All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do what's called parenting. And parenting allows one layer to kind of follow the other layer. So let me move my playhead back to the start. And what I'm going to need is more cars. So I'm going to go back to my project panel, and I'll drag another cars layer down. And I'm going to go ahead and label these so that they're easier to understand. And I'm also going to put my parent layer on top. Not because it needs to be on top, but it makes it a little bit easier to comprehend it if the parent is above the child. So using kind of hierarchy to reinforce the ideas. So let me rename my layers. This is going to be parent cars, and this one will be child cars. And if you're following along with me, I chose parent cars as the one that already has the animation on it from the previous video. Okay. And that way we can have the animation carry over into our child cars. I'm going to move my child cars just a tiny bit closer, but I don't necessarily need them to be in the exact same spot. So make sure you are at the start of your animation for this. I'll describe why that is in a second, but what we're going to do now is we're going to connect our child cars to our parent cars. Now, in order to do this, we're going to need to see the parent section. Mine's already up here. If you don't see it, let me show you what that would look like. So if you're seeing something like this where it just kind of stops at your switches, what you would want to do is anywhere along this top bar, whether it's the layer name or where these switches are, you're going to right-click, choose Columns, and then enable your parent section. And what will come along with that is this little swirly thing, which is called a pick whip, and then a roll-down menu. And either one of these can be used to connect your child layer to your parent layer. So if you use the roll-down menu, you can click and then just select the one you want. I usually like using the pick whip, especially when the layers are really close together. You can just drag it right over to your other layer's name, and that connects it in the same way. So go ahead and connect your child layer to your parent layer, and then when you preview the animation, you'll see that they both move together. Now, when I had you set this up, I had you do it from the start animation, and there's a very good reason for that, because it's always going to do the parenting based on not just the location of the objects, but also the location and time. So I'm going to go ahead and disable my parenting on this back on the first frame. And then let's try parenting at the end instead and see what happens. So once again, disable my parenting, re-enabling it on my last keyframe on my parent car. Now when I back it up, you can see that it backs up with it as well. So this is a little confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, this is invaluable for a tool. Because you can parent at the beginning of an animation, the end of an animation, anywhere in the middle of an animation, and it'll match the movement based on that. So you don't always have to do it from the beginning. You can kind of plan backwards. But it does require a little bit of forethought on how you want to approach it.